Alright, so some of you may have noticed I have a hard time displaying emotion. That has been a problem. There are a number of reasons for that I'm not going to go into. But that's really been a problem for me in developing relationships with friends, romantic relationships, etc. And so I've never really gotten into that sort of thing. It's just kind of been what other people do. I just stay with my books, my music, that's what I do. So a little over a year ago, I started feeling a bit nervous around this one girl I knew. I was, for some reason, like when I talked to her, I'd just kind of be like, should I say that? Should I not say that? You know, unsure. But for some reason, I still wanted to talk to her all the time, and I was really confused. Why? So I just started thinking to myself, you know, what is wrong with me? What's gotten into me? I've known this girl for years, you know, why can I not talk to her? And it hit me. I liked her. This God's honest truth. So I started thinking, what can I do? What can I do? You know, quick thinking, wasn't very quick thinking. Took some time, and I decided my two choices were to either pursue it, just do something completely new I've never been interested before, or just kind of bury it with other emotions that I had, anger, everything like that. So I decided the first option was probably the healthier of the two. So I started trying to get her to like me. I tried to talk to her more, tried to hang out with her and my other friends, and it wasn't really happening. A few months went by, didn't really happen. Didn't give up hope. I kept going. And then she started going out with this other guy that I also knew. I'm like, you know, this guy, I don't really think he's all that great of a guy. It won't last long. I was right. Didn't last long at all, so hope continued. And throughout this entire time, I didn't really move very quickly at all. It took me months to make decisions about anything. Just terrible. And so, keep going. I'm subtly trying to get her to like me. You know, I don't go out there and just put myself forward. I kind of hang back and work in the shadows, I guess, kind of creepy with. So that's what I did. And it came time for people to start asking other people out for prom. And throughout this entire situation, I had these two friends. I'm going to call them George and Jim, because I know this is going on YouTube. So, let's see, which one was which? So I told both of them, you know, what I was planning a few months before the prom thing came around, and they knew what was going on, and they were for the most part supportive. And so I developed my plan to ask this girl out to prom. And I had a good plan. I was just going to go up and ask her. It was a great plan, pretty simple. I know, really great. And so I got the day, the time, everything was good, life was good, I was happy. I showed up that day to school, and I talked to another friend. And this friend really was a bit of a creeper. He kind of knew everything about everybody. He was kind of my intelligence source. So I ran what I was going to do by him. And he just kind of looked at me like, you can't do that. And here I am going, well, why not? I said, I can't tell you, but you can't do that. And then he walks away. Like, what do I do with that? So I take his advice, I don't ask her. And then lunchtime comes around, you know, we're all hanging out, and I'm with my friend who I named Jim, and we're talking, and I'm like, hey, this guy told me this, you know, what do you think? He said, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So I'm kind of confused. And this entire time, George isn't there. I'm saying, what's going on? Then this freshman girl, who I barely knew, comes up and says, George and the girl, who I also won't name, are going out. They've been going out for a few weeks. Didn't you know? And I'm just like, no. And I look over, and the two of them are walking down, holding hands and talking and laughing. And it's like somebody had just punched me in the stomach. It was horrible. So I kind of disappeared for a few days from that group. I just kind of went off and did my own thing. And, you know, I didn't want to ruin a friendship, didn't want to ruin a friendship group. So, you know, I went to the same prom group as they did, everything like that, and it was horrible. Life is good now, though. I've moved on. But that has got to be the worst day of my life.